Okay, so somebody got in touch. They said, can you talk about the COVID vaccine? Sort of from one extreme to the other. Can you talk about the COVID vaccine? There's so much conflicting information about it. I want to do the right thing for myself, but also for my community. Okay, so, oh, hang on. Okay, so yes, there is a lot of conflicting information, but for me anyway, I can just talk about me here. It is pretty simple. And like vaccines, drugs, all that kind of stuff. Like for me, it's I can sort of see, I relate it to money. You know, like they say in the when they're trying to find what's behind thing, you follow the money. And so it's like I kind of think if all the drug companies were not for profit, would we be having these conversations about vaccines? As soon as there's like profit motive behind something, it just becomes unclear. So I've much more focused on that, because people talk about, oh, it's the science and we should this and herd immunity that, and they get into this kind of philosophical debate about what is supposed to be a something that's shouldn't be debatable. Like if science is true, then surely it's just facts, and it shouldn't be like, that's kind of the definition of science, is that it's repeatable and all this kind of thing. And yet there's so much in this information. So for me, I don't really get into that side of it. I just kind of go, because there's money involved, there's profit involved, and because of the structure of companies. So you have the company that does the thing, that makes the thing. Beautiful. That's lovely. But then you have this tier of people that have got nothing to do with it, and their whole interest in the company is how much money the company is going to give them, and the shareholders, right? So then it becomes nothing to do with the thing that they're making. It's like the success of the company is not to do, well, we make this lovely product. It's like, how much can the shareholders get in revenue? And as soon as that happens, it changes the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It just shouldn't be for things to do with people. Like if you want to make a phone, great, use that model. That's brilliant. If you want to make a motor car, fine. Even motor cars are a bit dodgy because you get the safety issues and that kind of thing. But things to do with health, basically human rights, health, housing, water, all the stuff that's free, that once you bring that kind of profit motive into it, it just becomes cloudy. So I for myself, I think of it in those terms, and it's it's not for public interest. It's not for health. It's not for the community. It's all the things that are being said about it. It's not true. It's not true. It's about money. It's about profit for drug companies. It just seems like really common sense to me. So anything that's being said in science, you can basically buy science. You can buy, what do they cite? A study, this study and that study. You can buy that. That's all. And then there's so much money involved. They can buy any kind of thing. So yeah, for me, I know it's not a very helpful answer, but we're in uncertain times. So trying to find a certain answer about it. But to me, it just seems really obvious. It just goes back to money, and then that money, because it's to do with profit, it's nothing to do with the thing itself. The drug is going to help people or not help people. That doesn't really matter. It's like, how much money can we give the shareholders? That's what it's about. Right. Emma is saying social media. What do you mean, Emma? Controlled by money. Yeah, of course. All that stuff. Yeah. Social media, science that, the studies are cited on social media, and, and that's why it's so confusing. But then if you just come back to like the follow the money, it's pretty obvious what's happening, And if you think of it, like if all the drug companies were not-for-profit entities, would we be having the conversation? And my heart says, no, we wouldn't. It'd be a totally different story, And America is a good example because it's a kind of an extreme version of what happens, and it's only happened like in the last couple of years where you get some sort of new CEO who kind of goes, how can we make more money for the shareholders? And it's like, oh, you know that drug that we sell for $15? Let's sell it for $250. Let's do that. Why not? We're going to make a killing, you know? And they just have. Prices just shot up, you know, people who are on diabetes and whatever. I mean, this is completely removed from the debate about health and natural health and all that, how to, you know, help your body be as strong and fit and immune resistant and all that kind of thing. It's completely removed from all that, you know. It's just like, yeah, let's just make some more money. Let's just put the price up, you know. It's an extreme version of that. Controlled by people and their health. Sorry, there may be a delay between your words and my comment. Connection is off. Okay. So I think I get what you were saying about social media. So yeah, confusing times, but if you follow the money and listen to your heart, you'll pretty much be able to, I think, get a clearer picture of what's happening. And it's like, oh no, it's not, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, fine. All the drug companies, if you could all just become not-for-profit entities, redivert your shareholders to other things like car manufacturers, phones, products, right? Do that, and then let's talk about the science, if there's anything left to talk about. Personally, I don't think there would be, but